And finally, we turn our attention to Nigeria's northern Kaduna state, where on March 8th, a gang kidnapped at least 286 school children. Now, it's been about a week and the whereabouts of the children remain unknown. There's been no breakthrough despite the deployment of dozens of search parties. And now the kidnappers have reached out with a ransom demand of 1 billion Nigerian Naira. Our next report explains the unfolding crisis.
This is 13-year-old Aminu Abdullahi. On the 8th of March, he left home for school as he usually would, holding hands with his elder brother, 15-year-old Aminu Usman. But the moment the two brothers reached the school, a tragedy unfolded. Panic gripped the school as motorcycle-riding armed men, cloaked in military attire, stormed in.
The bandits came on motorcycles and started shouting and shooting, and all the students ran away and went to the nearby bush. When I was running, one of the bandits was following me, but I was dodging because he was following me on a bike. I was running around looking for a way to escape, and I was able to run across the road and ran inside the bush and came back home from there.
Aminu Abdullahi escaped, but unfortunately his elder brother could not. Armed men abducted 286 children and staff members from a school in Nigeria's Kuriga. Innocent kids who went to school as students ended up as hostages. 6 days on, their parents are still waiting for their children to come home. The kidnappers have demanded a ransom of 1 billion Naira, which is about $2,000 per hostage, a cruel price for the lives of innocent souls. The kidnappers have set a 20-day deadline. They say if the ransom is not paid, they will kill all 286 children.
How can these gunmen come and carry our children? This is the reason why I am so sad. This is our Kuriga. Please, Your Excellency, help us.
The government has deployed dozens of officials to look for the missing children. The officials have been directed to sweep through forest areas to look for them. But so far, little detail has emerged. Families of these children say they don't trust the government and that the time is running out.
Since this happened, my brain has been scattered. I can't even walk around because I'm worried about the children and their condition. My child didn't even eat breakfast before leaving. It's been 2 days now and we don't know anything.
The incident in southern Nigeria has been the biggest mass kidnapping targeting a school since 2021. But Nigeria has been struggling with the problem of mass abductions for years now. The country's soil has been stained with the tears of countless families torn apart by senseless violence. Such kidnappings were first carried out by jihadist group Boko Haram in 2014. About 276 teenage schoolgirls were kidnapped from the Borno state. In 2018, over 110 girls from the Yobe state were kidnapped by insurgents. In 2020, over 300 boys were abducted from the Katsina state by gunmen on motorcycles. In 2021, about 300 schoolgirls were kidnapped in a nighttime raid from the Zamfara state. The Boko Haram tactic is now being adopted by several criminal gangs. These new gangs mostly have no political or religious affiliation, but they commit these mass kidnappings for money. According to reports, over 4,500 people have been kidnapped after President Bola Tinubu assumed office in May 2023. In most cases, almost all the kidnapped were released for ransom payments after weeks or months in captivity. With their faith in the authorities dwindling over the years, family members of those kidnapped usually pool in their savings for ransom money. But the Nigerian president has asked the families in Kuriga to not pay even a dime to the kidnappers. For now, the helpless parents stare out of their windows with uncertainty. Not knowing if they will ever be able to hold their children again, they cling on to the fragile threads of hope, praying for a miracle.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.